for joining me. It's British Cook. It's one of my first streams with mobile, so please bear with me. Should be good fun though. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to talking to you all and answering your questions as well. So, brilliant. I'm going to be occasionally looking across a computer screen to remind me about what I want to talk about today. I do apologise for that in advance, but it's just one way which I'm going to learn and develop myself for these live chats. So let me just, first of all, say thank you very much for being here. And surprisingly enough, I didn't need a computer screen to remember that. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. And thank you so much for all your support and help over the last few weeks, few months. And as time has gone on, it's been fantastic. So I really, really appreciate that. Just trying to see. Oh, I've got two people. Fantastic. If you're here, can you say hello? Joel Hardy. Hi, Joel. How you doing? You all right? So we've got Joel's just popped up in the room. Joel's got a cooking channel as well. He's just started, which is a good idea. Always a great thing to be doing. I'm quite passionate about cooking, as we all know. So, and Carissa Dunphy. Hi, Carissa. How you doing? You okay? So, as I was saying, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me over the last few weeks. It's been a really, really busy time. What I'm going to do first of all is talk a little bit about what's been going on recently. No doubt you've noticed a few different changes about the programs. No doubt you've... excuse me a minute. Sorry. What I'm going to do first of all is talk about what's been happening over the last few weeks. No, I've got tongue-tied then. That's a first. I never get tongue-tied. So the first thing I'll do is talk about the changes that happened over the last few weeks and what's going to be coming forward, what's going to be happening coming on. Hi Lizzie, how you doing? So, thank you so much again, one last time at the moment, for all of you that subscribe and support me. It's really, really appreciated. This last week, I've had a fantastic time. I've passed through 1,000 subscribers, which has been really, really good. I was featured on a live channel review by Brian G. Johnson, which is fantastic. I got given some brilliant advice there. Past 60,000 views, all thanks to you guys. So if you're watching this, thank you so much, because you're the people that are really helping me drive this forward. Hi Lizzie, how you doing? You okay? That's right, Lizzie, you didn't hold any business. But so, I want to say again, I keep saying this, but thank you so much. It does mean an awful lot to me that you share my videos, comment and things like that. So that's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about changes on British Cook. You will have noticed that originally when I first started doing these videos, they are all quite similar, quite long videos. They had a lot of landscaping or sunsets. They had all sorts of different things going on in them. And also, I was quite relaxed. It was just good fun, and I really, really enjoyed doing them. I had a lot of feedback that my videos were too long and that people wanted to see different things, low-fat stuff or like keto stuff and different things like that. And I did give that a try. And I'm going to continue doing programs like that or videos like that in the upcoming future. But the truth of the matter is, no one was really watching it. The truth is that, sadly, you prefer me to be me, to chill out, to talk more, to... Hi, hey Colin, how you doing? Thank you for coming from Alaska, that's fantastic. I bet it's quite cold there. So what we had a situation where I was producing videos I thought people wanted to watch, which is the wrong thing to do. Because it's quite clear that I set up British Cook to promote British cooking and British food and Cornish food, because I'm from Cornwall. I'm really passionate about the Cornish food. So that was why I sort of originally set things up a little bit to do that. So I'm just reading the chat a second. Hey, it's fantastic to see you all here. Thank you so much for all the thumbs up. It's brilliant. So the new videos I tried doing were Sunday Savers and Wednesday Weight Loss. I'm going to continue with them, but I'm not going to be promising to do them every single week because I need to focus on really what it is that you like watching. By the looks of it, it seems to be the British stuff. Clearly classical British cooking with a bit of history. That's what you respond to, and that's what I want to give you. I want to make sure I'm giving you the best thing that you can get. And I am trying my best to learn as I go along, because the whole video thing is very new to me. I'm clearly quite new to video, but I do love cooking and I want to share my passion with everyone. Okay, so back to the computer so I don't forget anything. So I'm going to be going back to the basics a bit with the channel over the next few weeks in the lead up to February and through February. And what I'm going to be doing is the basics of good British cooking and British food and Cornish food as well, especially that. Bear me a second, sorry, I'm just reading this. Hang on a sec. Where's the chat gone? -8 this morning, that's pretty cold. Hey James, how you doing? James, I can't answer that right now, mate. I need to get this on a roll, but it's brilliant to see you, mate. I really appreciate you turning up for this. Really nice to see you. How do I get rid of chat? There we go. Okay, I'll leave that for a second. So I'm going to be going back to cooking British food and different ideas about British food and Cornish food particularly. I have got some bits coming up with local Cornish producers. I expect that to be out by about mid-February. The reason I'm not doing it now, being honest with you, if I took you outside and tried filming, all you see would be bad weather, mist, fog, rain, drizzle. So it's better that I save that for the summer really. We can get some really beautiful shots and show you exactly what we've got going on down here on the beaches, out and about, out in the woods. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be seriously good, really worth watching. So that's something I'm really looking forward to doing. And as I said, supporting local Cornish producers at the same time as well. So thanks for all this thumbs up. It's brilliant. I'm amazed I've got anyone here, to be honest with you. Completely hand on heart. I thought no one would be here, so it's lovely to see you all. Okay. So, as I said, it's been an amazing week with the Brian G review on my channel, which is fantastic. I've also helped out modding another channel, which is really good as well, for Creative Fundamentals. So that was really good fun. My video views have passed 60,000 views, which is amazing. And more to the point, when I launched my last video on scones, you, the viewers, really told me this is what you want. It's been watched so much compared to my recent videos, and I'm going back to basics with this. So it's going to be brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to try and get to chat again. I lost it somewhere a second. -8, pasties. Yeah, Lizzie, pasties are my favourite thing. I've got a video on a 6 kilo pasty which I made. Brilliant. I absolutely love pasties. I normally make them a bit smaller, quite large though, but I'm going to be doing another pasty video shortly. I did do one before, but I wasn't happy with it, so I haven't released it. But I will be doing a general pasty one for everyone, just general size, good sort of, 1 kilo. No, they won't be that big. They'll probably be like 800 gram pasties, so they'll be quite big pasties. But I'm looking forward to that as well quite soon. Let's just have a see a second. Hey, PJ, thank you so much. So you're interested in me doing more classic cooking as well? That's brilliant. Lizzie Dean, my neighbour's from Cornwall. I made a some for Saints Day. Yes, well, it is a tradition for Saints Day. I know I don't sound Cornish, but I'm about to go into that. Quite an interesting thing, actually. I keep being asked why I call myself British cook, when I'm clearly, probably not clearly to you guys because I don't sound Cornish, but I was born in Cornwall and I grew up here and I love it here, and I moved back here as well the last couple of years. Bear with me 2 seconds. That's juice. Promise you. Okay, let's have a look here. Yeah, there's lots of traditions down in... No, James, it's not that. It's definitely juice. As if I would do that while I'm online streaming. So, why British cook? And this is a major thing I keep being asked. Because I'm from Cornwall, I'm really passionate about it. Grew up here and I love it. Well, the truth is... And this is a shocker. The truth is, my mum's from Devon. And if you're not from Cornwall, you might not understand that. So I'll have to explain it in a minute. Okay? Devon and Cornwall are 2 counties in England. Well, not in England. They're part of Britain. Certainly in Cornwall, the British and English thing is contested, but that's a whole separate issue I'm not going to get into here. So in someone's already calling me a traitor. So you've got 2 counties. You've got Cornwall and Devon, okay? And I'm was born in Cornwall. My mum is actually from Devon, which is a neighbouring county, and there's a bit of competition between the two about a couple of different things that all relate to their traditional dishes that have been around for hundreds of years. So you're talking about pasties, you're talking about clotted cream or cream teas. These things have been around for a very long time, and there's two different ways of making them, almost on the border and across the counties. So, for example, hang on a second. Yeah, I'll explain that. Yeah. So, in Devon, the pasty is contested. The pasty was originally made in Devon back in the 14 or 1500s, I think. The first recipes came up from the pasty, and it's top crimped. So the pastry is joined along the top. Okay. Now, Cornish people and in Cornwall, they contest that as well. They say that, "Hi Pam, how you doing? Great to see you here." So in Cornwall, they contest that, and they said that pasty was originally made in Cornwall, and in Cornwall they crimp it along the side. And there's a lot of sort of debate about where pasty really comes from. In the end, the European Union. I can't talk. Where's that come from? How embarrassing is that? Okay, so in the end, the European Union decided the pasty was going to be a protected item from Cornwall, so it's got a PGI status. So to be called a Cornish pasty, it has to be made in Cornwall. So there's a bit of a thing going on there. And with cream teas, there's been debate for hundreds of years, certainly since the 1800s, about how the proper way to make a cream tea is. Because clotted cream, which I've got a video about, is made in Devon and Cornwall. No retakes. That's true, Lizzie. So, getting back to what I'm saying in a second, sorry, I'm easily distracted clearly. So basically, what was I saying? Yeah, clotted cream. So in Devon, they have the clotted cream and the jam one way, and my mind's gone completely blank. And in Cornwall, they have it another way. Cornwall, I think I should know this because I am from Cornwall. I'm pretty confident that the jam is on the bottom. There's only one Rod. James, you need to try my clotted cream recipe. Honestly, give it a go. Have a look at it. Yeah, I know, James. Jam first for you, mate. That's fantastic. But either way you make this, it's very delicious anyway. So I've got a video out on how to make clotted cream at home. Really simple as well. I've also got a video which I've just released on how to make no-fail, easy bake, guaranteed to rise scones, which are really, really tasty. So I see the debates already started in chat about where the jam goes. Well, jam first and cream, and then we've got cream and then jam. Crazy. But yeah, so there's a bit of a debate about that. So I didn't call myself Cornish cook. There's already an awful lot of very good Cornish cooks. I would not like to represent myself as a chef. I like British food, I like Cornish food, I'm very passionate about it all, so that's exactly why I chose British cook in the end, because I felt it really suited what I want to do with it. And all those amazing foods in Cornwall, I think I'll probably run out after about 6 months of cooking, and I'm really passionate about stuff. Hey, how you doing, Tim? Are you right? Good to see Tim from Dude, I've missed it, from Dude Coffee and Smoke in the house. He's got some amazing cooking videos as well. Tim, how do you have your scones if you make them? Do you put your cream on your bottom or your jam on your bottom? I'll wait till I reply. But yeah, so I am cream first. Good times. So cream first and jam on top. You see, that's a bit debatable. But it's all tasty. And that's a fantastic thing about this and this channel. And I've been asked a couple of other questions. So the British cook answer is basically, I can't really call myself Cornish for my mum's from Devon. It doesn't really work that way. You can live here for as long as you want. It doesn't really always work out. Fantastic place to live. I do believe in Cornish, but I can't really use the whole Cornish thing because people be asking me who my second or third generation is, and I don't have one. I only got 10 fingers. I have got 10 fingers, and I do not have webbed toes. Contrary to belief. So I'm going to go back to British cook and British cooking and promoting the Cornish food, local producers, on the beaches, in the woods, all over the place. It's going to be great fun. Really looking forward to it. I do apologise for repeating myself a little bit here. It's because I like to let everyone know what I'm up to. So I've also been asked, I'm going to start doing a few Q&As now with people if you're in the room. Been asked what my favourite food to cook is. My favourite food to actually cook is Tex-Mex. Or making a pizza from scratch where you make the dough, you make the toppings, you make the sauce, and doing that. Also, I do really quite like doing stuff like slow roasted short ribs, beef bourguignons, things like rich, tasty, fatty, unhealthy foods. But I enjoy it. I actually cook an awful lot more than I record. And when I record stuff, I try my best to make it as simple as I can for people. Because what I'm trying to do is deconstruct cooking, really. I'm trying to make cooking, good British cooking, available to everyone. And there's some tastes and some flavours and some techniques that are really quite simple to do. And when you combine those techniques, you can make amazing food. And that's what I'm trying my best to share with everyone, really. It's just good, simple cooking. So, hang on a sec, I've got a few things in the chat here a minute. Can I do some foraging hedgerow cooking? I would like to. I certainly am quite interested in foraging. Separate to all this, I'm quite outdoorsy in terms of I like camping and stuff like that. Haven't done for a while. James will confirm this. But yes, I do like outdoor stuff. I do like collecting things and growing my own stuff. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry. Where are we on the chat? This is fantastic. I can't believe I've got 8 people in here. Okay, yes, so I'd love to do some foraging, hedgerow cooking. The thing is, being honest with you, what you're going to get down here is mainly herbs and mostly unedibles. I mean, hedgerow foraging is going to be great in like the summer and autumn for mushrooms, but that's not so much hedgerow, but out in the fields. There's a lot of different things you can do. So that's quite an interesting idea. Definitely something which I consider, and definitely something which I'm quite interested in. Just a random fact, if you drive down the Cornish lanes, quite often you see potatoes growing in the hedgerows, which is quite unusual. Sorry, I'm laughing at something in the chat. I think that, there's an awful lot of things you can find here, mushrooms and all sorts of other things that are quite good fun to cook with. So, yeah, that's that pretty much. Yeah, going back to what I'm saying, I do cook an awful lot more than I actually film. Filming takes a little bit of time. I do enjoy it, but then I have to edit as well. So, have any of you that are here, there's 9 of you here now, 9 people here, and 8 thumbs up. I'm really pleased with that for a first live stream Q&A. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. Excuse me. That's not good. That's what happens when you're not feeling very well and you decide to live stream. I do look half. Actually, my eyes are terrible. Never mind. Anyway, I'm really pleased everyone's here. Have you got any questions for me that I can answer on a live stream? Let's have a quick look. Has anyone got any questions for me at all? Anyone? Hey PJ, North Carolina, NC. Wow. And we had someone from Alaska earlier as well. And we got someone from Bristol. Bristol's quite far away, isn't it? What's the fanciest thing I've made? Fanciest? Do you mean complicated or do you mean like decoration-wise? So I'm just waiting for a response to that. Do you mean decoration-wise or do you like as in decorate most over the top? I didn't film it, but I made Tex-Mex spread for I think 16 people last Christmas, and that was literally a sort of 9-foot table full of different Tex-Mex stuff. I wouldn't say it's fancy, but because of all the cooking, it was literally like 2 ovens, 4 hobs, and everything was just full of stuff, one way or the other. So that was really good fun. That was a couple of Christmases ago, I think, or last Christmas. Not this one gone, but the one before. So that was really quite good. I like doing stuff like Christmas dinners. I'm not a great decorator, being honest. I'm quite clumsy fingers. I'm not like a fantastic, amazing decorator. I am going to try and work on that though this year. Recently, I made a 6-kilo pasty. That's the biggest pasty you can fit in a 22-inch oven. That was quite good fun. There's a video on that on my profile here. Trying to think. I don't know. What's the fanciest thing that you've done, Tim? Let's have a look. Do you do post presentation like on MasterChef? Being honest, no, not at this point in time. I never really have. I've always focused on how the food tastes. For me, it's all about good homemade food, good tasty homemade food. I do play with presentation a bit, like I did with the fudge tasting board, which I did. That was really good fun. That was quite a presentation thing for me. Didn't take me long, but that was good fun. Doing the different dips, making the glazes for it, and also doing like the fudge affogato. That was really, really good fun as well. I would say that my decoration skills are probably like average for someone that cooks. I'm certainly not at the top of my sort of game. That sounds nice. Salmon and mango ravioli with a couple of sauces. Do you have that as a video, Tim? Excuse me, sorry. Sounds very good. So, bear with me a minute. Sorry, keep waiting. See. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I do a lot of cooking with beef. I did do an awful lot of cooking with beef last year, experimenting with brining beef. So I'd brine the beef for a couple of days, for 24, 48 hours in sort of set brines, and I'd slow cook it. And then I'd make a sauce as well. That was like, I wouldn't say it's complicated. Again, I like doing stuff like, I think a couple of Christmases ago I did beef Wellington with Parmesan, truffle and mushroom duxelle. It's not complicated to cook, but it's complicated to get it right to make it how I like it, which would be medium rare. That was really good fun. But being honest, food is kind of all tasty and all good, really. I'm thinking though about doing a little bit more. I'm going to carry on with like Sunday savers and the budget idea, and I'm also going to carry on with the keto on Weight Loss Wednesdays. But I'm going to focus just on keto from now on. So I'll be doing as much of that as I can in between, basically supporting my main message, which is British cooking. How do you guys feel about that? Hey Pam, you're right, keto is the best. It's the best way that I can think of for me to lose weight. I've done it a couple of times before. It is a hard journey, but it's worth doing. And at the moment, I'm like the heaviest I've ever been, which is really not very cool. And at my age, which is like late 30s-ish, it's basically a good option to sort of make sure you've got a healthy body. Keto, hang on a second, Lizzie, keto is basically a low carb, high fat sort of style of cooking using a lot of coconut oil, a lot of monosaturated and polyunsaturated fats. Mind you, the coconut isn't really either of those, to be honest with you. That's MCTs, but let's not get into that too much. So keto is a way of basically eating all the stuff you shouldn't eat, apart from sugar and high carb stuff, or low carb even. What am I saying? It's a way of eating all the stuff which should be a little bit naughty, a bit like my bacon and cheese meatloaf that I made. That's like 2,500 calories of bacon, beef, and melted cheese. And you could like eat that as one day. You know, you could just eat that. You could cook it in the morning, have it for lunch, and have some for dinner. And you can eat a lot of salad as well. So, Pam, you've lost 2 stone. That's fantastic. 2 stone. How many kilos is that? That's like... How many kilos is that? It must be quite a lot. To try and put it in kilos for my American friends that are here. Have we still got the guy from Alaska? We've got the chap from Alaska. PJ. What's the most exotic? Sorry, PJ. Wow. I think it's the same sort of cooking, really, as I talked about earlier. When I did the Tex-Mex, I had like flame grilled peppers and all sorts of different things in there. So, yeah. I'm just scrolling through this a minute. 12 kilos. So Pam's lost 12 kilos in a year. That's a lot. Doing really well with that, Pam. That's fantastic. I'm just going to scroll through this a minute. Joel, are you still here? Has anyone got any other questions for me about cooking? Wow, I look terrible. It's awful. That's no sleep for you guys. You really need to get some sleep at night time. It's a good idea. It wasn't because I was so excited about today, sadly. It was because I had a few other things that I had to sort out. So have you got any other questions for me at all? Do you want to ask me anything about British Cook or about Cornwall or about customs or ideas? Lizzie Dean, hash browns recipe. What kind of hash? Oh, do you mean like do you mean like a pan fried hash brown recipe where you make the big one, big round one, like a what's the Swiss name for it? I can't remember the Swiss name. Potato things. Any Scottish dishes planned? Well, Pam, that's a good idea. That is quite a good idea. I don't know if I do them justice, but I'll certainly try my best. I did think about doing one of the Scotch pies with the hot water pastry. Cold water pastry, what am I saying? Pastry. Have I thought about doing... Yeah, sorry, Pam. I have thought about doing Scottish dishes. I think this would be a good idea because, again, it's a Celtic sort of connection between Cornwall and Scotland. I need your advice on that, Pam. I'm going to have to get back to you about that, but it sounds like quite a good idea. And what have we got here? So we've got... Sorry. When I click the screen, it comes up with all different things. So potato things. Have I thought about doing clotted cream fudge? Well, there's some really cool stuff about fudge coming up quite soon, actually, that ties in with the clotted cream and with the previous fudges which I've used, hopefully. So I do like making fudge, but there's a reason why I haven't quite made it yet, and that will probably become apparent next month. So I'm really keen to do that, and definitely a big idea. I could do the tablet style fudge, or I could do the creamy sort of thick style fudge as well. At the moment, there is a reason why I haven't quite done it yet, though, which I can't quite talk about. But yeah, so fudge is definitely something which I absolutely adore. I mean, anyone who knows me knows I'm a fudge freak, really. I'm out there all the time. Okay. Frying rabbits tonight at Butcher's on the Farm. That's cool. Did you go out, Chris? Did you butcher that yourself? Obviously, I guess you have. Yeah, you've gone out and dealt with that rabbit. Oh, dealt with it. I'm really pleased to hear that you're cooking what you use anyway, because if you're going to live off the land, that's the way you need to do it. You need to eat what you dispatch. So I think that's a good thing to be doing if you're doing that. If that's your thing, to eat what you're dealing with on the farm. I'm not going to condone things one way or the other, but I do believe that if you're going to go out there and if you're going to go out there and do what we know we're talking about, then it's a good idea to be eating. That's a fantastic thing. I hope it tastes good. Okay, so what we've got here, need a taster. Tim, there's a possibility of a collab there, definitely, somehow. But I'll chat to you about that later. It's really nice to meet you, and thanks for all your advice and support as well through different groups. I've really, really enjoyed your comments and the things you said, so thanks so much from me to you. I've since realised that you're a very professional guy with video stuff, so it's no wonder you've got amazing presentation skills as well. Okay, so what have we got here? Road trip. I'm not far away, Tim. It's only Cornwall. Thank you, Pam. I will definitely have a good think about that, because there might. What would you suggest? I mean, what Scottish? Obviously, haggis. I don't know how I can quite make haggis, because obviously it's offal, lungs and stuff like that. I'd probably get from a butcher, I'd guess. Sharp Chris, you raise chickens, turkeys, rabbits, ducks, and occasionally pigs. That's really good. It's fresh. Yeah, exactly. Very fresh. Hang on a minute. A sec. Road trip. Barbecue. I see. So Lizzie, you're actually in France, are you? So where is everyone from at the moment? Obviously, I know that one or two of you, I'm not sure if you're still here, are from Cornwall and do know me personally. A couple of you, you've got Oxfordshire, we've got Alaska we had earlier, which is amazing. I'm really pleased about that. And we've also got PJ from North Carolina. amazing. We've got someone from Bristol, Merseyside. You've got. I'm really pleased you're all here. So thank you very much. But I think what I'm probably going to do now is quite shortly wrap this up and say goodbye to people, unless there's any further questions. I mean, I'd love to answer any questions I can. You recently learnt about your German heritage and wish you'd learnt more about traditional German food. Germany and Germanic food is really, really tasty. Bear with me a second, I'm just doing something on the screen. I thought I'd turn it off. Yeah, Germanic food in general and German food is absolutely delicious, I think. I like sauerkraut, I love sausage. I'm a sausage lover, what can I say? So that's really, really good. Note to self, don't drink fizzy drink before you come on a live stream. It's a really bad idea. So I'll take that on as a learning point. Let's have a look. Yeah, so German food is quite fantastic. I haven't ate a lot of it, being honest. I have ate it when I've been over that way. I can't say it. I know what it is. I've seen it before. Cracker Kranischen, maybe. So that's right, cream cheese, raspberry, whiskey and oats. And you have that in the morning sometimes, don't you? I think you leave the whiskey in it overnight. Is that right? You mix it. Yes, I've got it. Fantastic. Yeah, sausage curry is fantastic from Germany. In fact, that's why I like bratwurst with curry sauce. And I'm sad to say I actually tend to buy that in a supermarket because the options are pretty limited here for fresh German food. But their curry sauces with the bratwurst are absolutely amazing. I also like Polish food as well. Slonczka, Kiszanka, all sorts of different things. I love different sausages and different tastes. So I expect it's probably going to be taken out of context later, but I'll have to live with that. I do love the sausages. So yeah, I think pretty much what I'm going to do is bring this to an end. I'd love to hear any more questions. You made rabbit curry. That's impressive. Last time I ate rabbit, to be fair, was when I was in France. It was at where were we? Went to watch the Le Mans 24-hour classic car Grand Prix. Amazing cars, beautiful cars. Bentleys from the 1900s being raced on a racetrack for 24 hours. Amazing. Jaguar D-Types, all the cars you can imagine. And where we were staying, they served up something that I quickly realised when I was eating it was rabbit. It was okay. What can I say? I mean, I think that foods are there to be discovered and explored. It's not a personal favourite of mine. Likewise, frog legs, not so keen on. I have tried them. But yeah, so tastes like chicken. It does and it doesn't. The shape of it doesn't resemble chicken. It's kind of like the bit of a chicken thigh, but it's not a chicken thigh. You used to live on pheasant curry. Hey Julia, how you doing? Lovely to see you here. Sorry, been here for about 30 minutes. Fantastic to see you, Julia. Julia's a photographer and she's going to soon have her own YouTube channel, hopefully. So really, really cool stuff coming up with Julia. Alligator. I've never tried alligator. I'd love to though. Julia, have you got any... have I tried alligator chicken of the sea? I expect it is quite meaty, isn't it? It's probably quite a tasty, meaty, strong taste to it. Yeah? Am I right? Or not? Julia, have you got any questions at all you want to ask me? I would love to go to the Southern States of North America. I've been to America a couple of times. I went to Virginia for quite a while. Hey, Gord, I'm so pleased to see you. Thank you so much for coming. Gord Iceman, amazing, inspirational guy, does his own videos on how to grow your channel. So it's fantastic to see you here. Gord, I really appreciate you turning up. Really nice you turn up, mate. And Gord, I'm having problems. I'm not having problems, but I keep losing the chat. So alligator tastes like chicken, and you caught chicken in the sea. Julie, don't worry. There's plenty we're going to be talking about for a little while. I've been talking about how I'm going to be going back to the roots of British cooking, and how I'm going to focus on what my viewers want. How I've tried to do a few different things, and it's not really what people want to watch. So I'm going to go back to classic British cooking and having fun, being me, longer videos, and having a good time as well. Okay, so Chris is saying, Sharp Chris saying, quite a few salad dishes are inspired by British or Irish recipes, which I would never have guessed, but I guess you would. People went there. you know, people went there from all over the world, didn't they, to America, and you know, took their food with them. I'm going to be doing more keto recipes, I think, Julia, but I'm probably not going to be doing any kind of general low fat sort of stuff. I'll be doing keto stuff because that fits quite well what I'm doing day to day anyway. So that'll be like low carb, high protein, that sort of thing. And I've got some high protein snacks which I've recorded recently, which I need to put out and edit. Terrible. I'm so behind with some of my editing. It's awful. But there's lots of cool stuff to come up. But I am going to make my primary focus on giving the viewers what they want, which is basically British cooking and Cornish cooking. So, what about quick prep cooking for guys? Hey, Gord, that's a good idea. So, Gord, do you mean like batch cooking? Do you mean like doing a big lot of cooking and then getting it all ready so you can just quickly do it? Or do you mean just really quick, simple recipes where like 5-minute recipes, that sort of thing? 2 seconds, sorry. Never drink fizzy apple juice before a live stream. It's a really bad idea. Okay, so Julia's also asking about keto desserts. And that's something which I've already got on the agenda because I do like desserts. Let's be honest, who doesn't? Clotted cream, as you know, is my most popular video. It's got 30,000 views now. That is keto friendly. There's quite a few different things which I can do with that are still keto, using different flavours and different bases. So that could be quite interesting because I've done quite a lot of cooking like that in my own personal life as well. As I said, I tend to cook an awful lot more than I actually record. And when I cook stuff for everyone at the moment, I try and keep it really simple so I can keep it deconstructed so people can copy techniques and just do it themselves really easy at home. 2 seconds. Yeah, brilliant, Gord. That sounds fantastic. So Gord's talking about some quick recipe ideas where you can cook a lot quite quickly with not very much hassle. So quick prep, quick in the oven, bish bash bosh, as they say, and done. Sounds fantastic. Chris, what would be a traditional British breakfast? I think it's meant to say. It says bristling. I am bristling. A British breakfast. I'm actually editing that right now. I'm hoping to have that out in the next couple of days. It's one of my old style videos where I talk a lot more. I have a few more jokes as well. And it was recorded when I was at the Church Hall, which is the old big building with the really nice kitchen. So I'm going to be uploading that that's right, that's fine. I'm going to be uploading that quite soon. I'm really looking forward to launching that as well. So I don't know if you're subscribed, Chris, but if you're not, subscribe and click that bell notification if you want to see that. It should be up next week or so, though. So, you know, roasted hedgehog. Hang on a second, I must have missed something here. Who's talking about roasted hedgehog? Roasted hedgehog. Where? No. Okay, right. A traditional British breakfast. It's going to be one of two ways. There's a fry up, which is with sausages, bacon, eggs, and you're frying it. It's a quick way to cook it. In my video, I've gone a step back from the fry up because the fry up was actually made, without boring everyone to death, was actually made for convenience and speed, really. And it's not necessarily how things were traditionally cooked. If you think about it, they didn't necessarily all have frying pans at the time. I need to, yes, I do call this some. I realised about 2 minutes before I went live that I'm upright and that's not very cool. It makes me look quite short, actually. I'm not particularly tall. Hang on a second. Hey, thank you so much for popping in, Tim. Great to see you. I really appreciate that. Tim from Do Coffee and Smoke. He's got some fantastic videos. Go and check him out. Okay, so a traditional British breakfast, as Pam says, does vary a little bit, but it can be fried, can be oven baked. It can consist of lots of different things. They have a Cornish breakfast. They have Scotland. I think they have probably Scottish breakfast as well. And across England, they have different variations locally on what they have. But I'm going to give you my take on it later this week. Okay, let's have a look. Keto desserts. Eggs, meat, some sort of bread, and ground corn grits. What are grits? They're like yeah, that's right. grits are ground corn, aren't they? Obviously. I think I've had something like that before, like buckwheat. Is it like buckwheat ground down? I'm not sure. And Pam said that full Scottish has tatty scones, which means that tatty means potato, right? Let's not get X-rated. I'm guessing that tatty means potatoes of some types. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so spuds. So your good old British potato. I'm okay. Sorry, I need to get better at this reading comments while I'm live streaming. I definitely need to get something else a bit more comprehensive set up. Yeah, so we've got Julia here said that they're about to have grits, biscuits, and eggs. Sounds fantastic. Eggs are always good for breakfast, but a British breakfast tends to be fried egg, fried bacon, sausages, black pudding, sometimes white pudding, which is called hog's pudding here. And the black pudding is made basically blood pudding, which is quite tasty, blood and fat and oatmeal. It sounds horrible, it's not. Grilled tomato, stuff like that. But as I said, I've got one of those videos coming out quite soon. Okay. And the American breakfast, someone's saying, sorry, it really does, it really does vary. So, I mean, I've been in America before, for quite a while at some one point, and I was around Virginia and stuff, and I tried a variety of different breakfasts over there. I'm pretty sure in Canada, if you ask Gord, they've got something different over there as well. Gord, what do you have for breakfast over in Canada if you're still here? I'm just wondering actually, because Canada's quite a mixture of different cultures and stuff, isn't it? Why is it called black pudding? Julia's asking. Julia, it's called black pudding because that's the old traditional name for it. It's always been called that. It's certainly not anything strange or unusual or related to anything else at all. The other pudding I mentioned called hog's pudding is called white pudding. So you have black pudding or white pudding. Black pudding is made with blood, animal blood. It's made with oatmeal. It's made with fat, and it's made with seasonings. It sounds probably quite disgusting to some people, but it tastes amazing. Yeah, Chris, that is exactly what it is. It is a blood sausage, basically. But for some reason, it's always been called black pudding, and the other white one, which is hog's pudding, has always been called white pudding. And Gore said that traditional breakfast in Canada, eggs, bacon, and home fries. So with fries, okay, that's amazing. We have that more as a dinner or an evening meal. So yeah, it's great, absolutely fantastic to hear all these different things from different places and different people and what they're eating. It's really, really interesting to me. I should do this more often. Hang on a second, it's all disappeared. Right. Okay, so I'm just going back over this again. So yeah, as Chris said, it's a blood pudding, blood sausage, and Pam said white pudding. Yeah, we use white pudding as well. Hash browns, we use hash browns in some breakfasts. I don't so much myself. I tend to put other things in there, but they are very popular in the UK. So yeah, it's fantastic. I can't believe that so many people turned up for my first little live stream. It's really nice to see you all, and thank you so much for coming. Is there any other questions at all, or are we looking to wrap things up, I think, quite soon? Thank you so much, Gord, coming from yourself. That's fantastic. It's my first stream, as I said, for Q&A. I have been quite busy with questions, which I've been really surprised about and really pleased with. Pam, I always get told that I'm making people hungry. And if I'm doing that, and if I'm encouraging people to cook and to try cooking, that's what I'm all about. I want people to look at cooking and think, this is easy, this is tasty, I can do this. It's about empowering people to cook great food, whether that's Cornish food, British food, or food from wherever. I'm going to be focusing on British food, but I want people to be happy and confident in themselves. Because I did miss a major point, actually, when I first started live stream. The thing that got me into doing this was everyone telling me to do it. For about a year, people were saying to me, why don't you make videos? Because you love cooking, you love showing people how to cook. I'm always showing friends how to cook. So, you know, that's where it all started from. I've lost the chat feed. Hang on a sec. Okay. Okay, so we've got here. Thank you so much, Pam. That's really kind. Yes, Julia, we do eat buckwheat in Britain. It's not that common. I've ate it here before. Groats or grits, maybe a little bit different, but I think it's more of an Eastern European influence that's come into cooking. But I've tried it. It's quite tasty, quite nice. Full of fibre, full of nutrients, very good for you. I'm glad I made everyone hungry. That's so cool. I'm really pleased about that. And Gord, you made hot cereal in a rice cooker. Hey, if it's Gord, if it serves a function, okay, it's worth doing. But I've got to get you away from that rice cooker. I'm going to make my life's mission to get you away from the rice cooker, or give you better options than cereal in it. Um, okay, I've got a new question. Yes, I did mention buckwheat, Julia. Has British food changed throughout time, like in America, with the mix of cultures and influence of new cultures? British food has massively changed, and for the better. We were really stuck as an island for a long time on not very great things back in the 1700s, 1800s. But things that have massively changed, and that's really good. I mean, if I go to a restaurant now, I can choose dishes from pretty much anywhere in the world, and certainly in places like London, you've got so much choice. You'd be amazed. You'd be blown away by how much choice you've got in London. So it has changed an awful lot, and I think it's a great thing. So it's great that it has changed. Things very traditional British dishes like the English fry up, stuff like that hasn't really changed. The French used to call us, I can't say it in French, but they used to call us basically roast beef. That's what they used to call the British, because we were known for eating roast beef. That's pretty much stay the same. But if you go out, there's so many really good Cornish and British different variations of food. As I said, I'm from Cornwall. I'm very passionate about the area, and I love bringing the attention I'm getting to. Sorry, I love bringing the attention I'm getting. I love the attention I'm getting in relation to Cornish food and about spreading Cornish food. Spreading the message about it. So sorry if that came out a little bit wrong, but okay. What have we got up here? Put lots of healthy stuff in there. Open to better options for sure. Yeah, I mean, God, it all depends on what you're looking to do. I mean, if you're looking to, like I was talking about earlier, I'm trying to lose weight myself. Now, I don't know if that's the case for you. It may not be at all. I'm trying to eat a little bit more healthy and feed some more natural nutrients into my body. Some good stuff. But that's something which you're looking at. Certainly what I'll do later on is drop you a PM and we'll have a chat about different ideas. And certainly what I'm more than happy to do is do a cooking video for you, or in relation to you, maybe just a few different ideas out there. So that's certainly something which would be quite interesting. Okay. What's wrong with the rice cooker? I love mine. Okay. Hang on a minute. I've missed a few messages here. Bear with me a second. I've got to get OBS and get this sorted out. Has British food? Yes, that's done. Yeah, I mean, that's really good, Gord, to have healthy options there. Curry, Chinese food, burgers, Thai food. I like all those. Thanks, Gord. Lovely to see you, mate. Have a great day. Thanks for coming. I believe the best way. Yeah, that's probably right, Chris, actually. Lizzie, it's been fantastic having you. What I'm going to do in about 3 or 4 minutes is probably call it to an end, because I've got a few things I have to do, unfortunately. I look like I've been losing weight. Thank you, Julia. I'm not sure I have. I'm not doing keto every single day, but I have had massive losses with it before. I'm the heaviest I've been, though, at the moment. This is like the heaviest I've ever been in my life. So it's kind of like time to crack down and eat a little bit more healthy. Or not healthy, but eat in a way that my body works. I've tried various different diets. I'm not a dietitian. I cannot give advice, but for me, keto always seems to work. So that's the way forward for me. I'm cooking. The thing is, when I cook, I don't know if people understand. If you cook a video and you film it and edit it, it can take you quite a long time to cook it and film it. Maybe I should do it live. I don't know. What do you think? Should I cook live? It can take a little while, so sometimes I just don't film, and I should do really, because I'd end up with a lot more material, a lot more things I can share with people, a lot more recipes. So perhaps that's something I should think about doing. I blame chocolate. Chocolate's amazing. It is delicacy or delight though. Okay. So would Australian food be similar to some British food? Um, Being honest, I don't know much about Australian food. I really don't. There's no point me sitting here pretending I do. I don't know a lot, but I would not be surprised if there are quite similar dishes over there. Some dishes, because obviously a long time back, there's a lot of British people that went to Australia for various different reasons. Australia had a large population of British people. It had a population of people that were obviously as well. Obviously, the original people in Australia, the Aborigines, but there's all sorts of backgrounds of different people that have gone to Australia over the years. So, it must be such a multicultural style of cooking there now. It'd be amazing. Truth is, I don't really know. So I don't know if Australian cooking is very similar. And Lizzie said, prep first and cook live. Yeah, that sounds good. Certainly, at the moment I'm just using one camera, so I think that what I need to do is get at least one camera set up for the food and one camera sort of I can move around with, so that way I can talk between talking to you guys and girls and talking to everyone and also cooking. So I really enjoyed this live stream. You have no idea how happy I am that as many people turned up as they did. So yeah, let's just have a quick look. Does anyone else have... Sorry, we can tell you're happy. I'm normally pretty happy anyway. And yes, Lizzie, you're right. Chris, so you came from Southern Comfort Foods. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, Julia, I'm normally pretty happy, unless I'm really hungry. And I become hangry. Not hangry, but what's the word? I just become terrible. Not terrible at all, but I don't know. Today's been lack of sleep, so I've got a massive pair of baggy eyes, but such is life. I said it on the live stream today. I really want to join you all. I'm so pleased I did. And Chris, so you came from the Southern Comfort Foods Facebook group where I post on there. I see. Fantastic. So, yeah, I mean, that's great. I really, really appreciate you coming. So Chris is completely new. Are you new to my channel? Perhaps you haven't seen me before. But I'm so pleased you've come the way to join us, because that's great. I'm really interested in sort of Southern foods as well. So please keep in touch. Drop me a message on Facebook or subscribe to the channel as well. So I'll be doing, as I said, some British cooking coming up if you're interested in that. I'm certainly interested in Southern foods because that's why I joined the group. I love that sort of Southern cooking. Tex-Mex, it's all good. Okay, and Julia's saying hanger is real. What we're talking about there is hangry, humpy, aggravated. Yeah, I just find if I don't eat every so often, I get quite tired. Perhaps not very healthy, but there you go. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, that was quick, wasn't it? Probably didn't work, but there you go. So your father's mother is British descent. I know very little about the food and culture. So really, you'd like to see maybe a bit of British cooking, that sort of thing, Chris? I stepped to the side for a moment, Lizzie. I had to go. So I'm going to do... Ooh, sorry. I'm never, ever drinking fizzy stuff on the live stream. It's just a really bad idea. Now I know everyone's drinking water. It's all very well. You sit here and you're talking constantly. And it's going to have bad results, isn't it? Shocking. Terrible. I should be ashamed. So Chris is saying his father's mother's of British descent. Know very little about the food and culture. You're in the perfect place. I'm so passionate about British cooking, British food. And that's exactly why I set up British Cook. Cornish food Cornwall's the area I'm from. Well, that's where I was born. It's a beautiful place. But I'm going to be covering Cornish food, British food, all sorts of different things. So, yeah. I'm going to do some Irish recipes. I would love to do Irish recipes. Actually, to be fair, I think that probably quite a few of the stews that I cook at home are probably Irish in origin. Certainly the stuff with lamb or mutton in is probably Irish. base, because you're talking about potatoes, carrots, onions, the way you cook it all down. It's probably some form of Irish cooking, but I've not really looked at Irish recipes as such. I've got lots of comments here. That's great. Okay, so Pam, no comment to that at all. But yeah, avoid the fizzy drink if you're ever going to be coming on live chat. So I've got Dr. Decker. I drew a face on a watermelon 2 days ago and he won't talk to me. When's the right time to ask on a date? That's a good question. That's a really good question. Do you know what? I think with the watermelon, you need to take your time. It's only 2 or 3 weeks at least before the watermelon allows you to go out on a date. You know, you need to really focus on making the watermelon happy, ensuring it has a good, nice, warm location. Just look after the watermelon, it'll look after you. Okay. Get an MP3 player, set it up with some whole music. That's a brilliant idea. Yeah, I bet it is Chris, if you don't mind me calling you Chris. I'm guessing that's your first name, looking at your profile there. You know, I mean, it's amazing where ancestry and history came from. And if you look at any of my videos, I try and incorporate a little bit, my older videos certainly, and the ones I'm going to be doing from now, I try and incorporate a little bit of scenery, a little bit of history. So I talk about where the dishes come from, like the pasty. I talk about the history of it. With the English breakfast, I'm going to be talking about the history of that. And the regional variations as well. I've already talked about that in the video. So, you know, that's what I'm here to do, is try and share a bit of information. Genealogy, okay. I'm getting lots of laughs here. Julia, someone asked me about a watermelon they'd want to go on a date with. But yeah, so that was where that came from. I'm here to answer your questions, whatever they might be. Absolutely. Okay. So I think, unless anyone's got any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer questions, but I don't want to keep people here for too long if they want to be here. But I'm more than happy to sit here and answer your questions. We've got to an hour so far, which is fantastic. I honestly, hand on heart, I'll be here for like 10 minutes, no one will show up, and that'll be it. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for subscribing as well and for watching this video. Okay. Yeah, exactly. You're right, Chris. Actually, you know, British food would have come from Vikings, Romans. It would have come from everything that happened all the way from the beginning. And likewise, all these different fusion foods we could talk about. The history of food is fascinating, where dishes come from, but where they really come from. Because there's, use the example of the Cornish pasty. There are Cornish pasties in Australia. There are Cornish pasties, or exactly the same as Cornish pasty, in America, in parts of New England. Very popular. And do you know why? It's because the miners from Cornwall in the 1800s moved these places to dig, to mine, to do things. And this is how food spreads. It's amazing. It does fascinate me. That's another topic perhaps, but yeah, that's probably quite true, Lizzie. I don't know that specific point. I do know a lot about roast beef, but I don't know if that's how it evolved, but it probably would be. Something like that, you know. It's just amazing, and I love food, and that's why I'm so passionate about cooking it. And I'm really passionate about Cornwall, where I'm from, Cornish food, and you know, everything else as well. So thank you so much for everyone turning up. Let's have a quick look. Any last questions? I'm literally going to drag this out for probably about another 5 minutes, I think. Not because I don't want to help you, but I just feel, you know, that you guys have really been fantastic today, and it's been really good to have you here as well. Okay. Exactly, Chris. You have a Scottish ancestor that came over in 1740 that started making whiskey in America. That's amazing. You know, there is, you know, so much, and obviously things over the time have changed a little bit. You've got more bourbons and you use white oak casks for that. But that's a separate topic. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing how things have come across. British foods, Saxons, yeah. It's quite funny. Okay, so what is the most popular British dish? Well, officially, it's actually a chicken tikka masala. Last time I read, or a chicken balti. It's an Indian dish. That's actually the most popular thing to be eating. Um, that changes every year or two. I would say, like the most traditional sort of style of British dish would be roast beef. Like long term, like people associate us with roast beef. As I said, the French used to call us roast beef as a nickname for quite a long time. But Pam, what do you think about it? Do you think that that's probably about right? That chicken tikka masala is like one of the most popular things in Britain. I'm pretty confident. Last time I read about this, that it was one of the most popular dishes in the UK. Yeah, hi Chris, I am. If you want to add me on Facebook, if you search for British Cook, one word, you'll find me on there. There'll be pages. If you find the group as well, actually find the group would probably be better. But like British dishes, I would say traditional ones: roast beef, cream teas, all sorts of different things. Sausages and mash. There you go. I've got my tongue back. I can talk again. Sausages and mash. I've never tried talking for an hour non-stop before. Sausages, mash, all sorts of things like that. But yeah, as saying earlier, it's been a fantastic week for me. I had the review by Brian G. Johnson. Absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed that. I was also mentioned by Creative Fundamentals. That was really good. So I really have had a brilliant week. I've hit 1,000 subscribers, and also I've also now got myself to 60,000 views. 30,000 views of my most popular video. So I really appreciate all your help and support. Let's have a look. Yeah, actually, Julia, you're probably not wrong. On a Friday night, there's queues outside every fish and chip shop. Friday night and Saturday night. The cost of fish has gone up a lot. So it's not a meal that people have as often as they used to. Because the cost of actual buying fish is a lot more expensive than it used to be. Fish and chips used to be quite a comparatively cheap meal. So you might have it twice a week. You might have it 3 times a week because we're surrounded by fish. That's changed a lot in the last 10 years. So now fish and chips is it's not expensive. It's still really good value for money. It's just that things have gone up in price a little bit. Thank you so much, Lizzie. I really appreciate it. Lizzie, if you haven't already, feel free, and any of you, feel free to add me on my Facebook, which is labelled up British Cook. Yeah, Chris, it would be mutton would be considered a traditional dish. It's certainly something which isn't in vogue at the moment. It's not a popular thing at the moment. Having said that, there's a resurgence of like eating traditional parts of an animal, which I think is good, because if you're going to eat an animal, you might as well eat as much of it as you can, because you don't want to be you want to be minimising, almost like they call it zero waste eating. So cheeks have become quite popular, ox cheeks or cow cheeks. Older style cuts have become very, very popular. Yeah, you're right there, Pam. It's not so easy. You'd actually have to go to a butcher's and say, have you got any old mutton, please? And probably wait for a couple of days. Because there's so much good quality lamb, it can be a little bit difficult. Well, not difficult. You won't get it in a supermarket. You have to go and ask someone. But you can get it for curry. It's amazing with curries. Okay, so most popular dessert. Well, the traditional ones I probably can't say because they sound rude, and I'll probably get a yellow. Now, the traditional ones, some of them can sound a little bit rude. I'll say traditionally, probably trifles, which have like custard and stuff in it. So British trifle would traditionally be like sponge fingers type sponge soaked in alcohol with custard, fruit, and cream on top, which is quite nice. Hang on a second. But dessert-wise, I don't know, salted caramel is crazy popular here at the moment. At the moment, it's all about salted caramel. I was going to do a salted caramel recipe today, but I've not had the time, unfortunately. But yeah, Pam, as you say, it's about zero waste eating, really. So, okay, I eat goat more than sheep. I think, Chris, you've got a really good point there. Again, goat is quite popular, very popular actually in parts of the community in the UK. I don't eat a lot of it. I've had it a couple of times in curries and stuff. It tends to be more like the Asian sort of community that eat it, a lot of goat, or Jamaican community, and they've got some amazing recipes. When I was in London, I was lucky enough to try a few of those out. In Cornwall, it can be a little bit more difficult to get those ingredients. However, I'm pretty sure I know one guy who I can ask if I want to get anything like goat. So that's quite interesting. Hang on a second. Okay. Lizzie, I'm amazed that you're here if you don't eat meat. All we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes or so is meat and all sorts of other things. So thank you so much for being here. Please, as I said, add me on the Facebook, on the ad. Let me get this right. Add me on the Facebook group or subscribe. I'm sure you already are. Eat goat more than sheep. I tell you what, when I play this back, I can guarantee I'm going to be squinting at the screen. I must need glasses or contacts. I eat goat more than sheep. Rabbit, yeah, I think rabbit again was very popular in the UK. It's dropped though massively. Yeah, Julia, yeah, Wild American, environmental. Yeah, that's cool. And Lizzie, you know, I've got loads of. I've actually got quite a few people that follow me that are actually vegan, you know, or vegetarian, and I'm absolutely flat they would. And I've got quite a few vegan friends as well, and I have an awful lot of respect for them. As much as, you know, I can't believe they, you know, because the views are quite strong, and I can understand why they have quite strong views. Being honest, I've seen the whole process. I've been, I won't say involved with the process, but I certainly grew up in the countryside. So anyone reading into that, you grew up in the countryside, you get to see things and you get to take part in things, and that isn't really for me personally anymore. I've grown away from that, but I certainly know where my meat comes from. So kudos to you for number one, actually watching my videos and liking them, and secondly for taking part. It's fantastic. Let's have a look. What have we got here? But I do like vegan. I do like some vegan food. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got Pam saying that vegan keto food would be really good as well. Vegan keto food. How, Pam? I'm just obviously slightly tired here, maybe, but I'm just trying to think this one through. Ketogenic normally means high protein or high fat. I guess there must be a lot of beans and stuff like that, and pulses that can be used for vegan keto food. So that's a really cool idea, definitely. Juliet, yes, we do eat venison in the UK. Yes, we do quite a lot. To be fair, I think especially so where Pam's from. Pam's up in Scotland. She's got an amazing channel all about felting. I think I can't quite say it right, but it's basically she makes amazing things with felt and really cute little dogs and stuff. So check Pam out. She's got an amazing YouTube channel. And she's also got fantastic advice on how to set up Etsy shop. Do I do videos on canning or preserving foods? I don't, but I do brine things and I do preserve things, generally speaking, in my own life. So, like, for example, in the UK, the temperature isn't always great. We sometimes have what's the word? We have like chilies to grow. I'll preserve them. I don't do proper canning. I don't have a canning machine. I know that you can do it without doing that, sterilising. I have made jam and stuff before, but not a massive amount. It's certainly something I'm interested in, though. I do like it. Yeah, Lizzie, I'm pretty much the same, to be honest with you, on that. You know, I saw that all growing up, and yeah, that's pretty much how it is, unfortunately. But hey, so there are groups for it. Avocado and coconut and nuts. That makes sense, Pam. Pam, you were okay, right? So I had a channel review by Brian G in the week, which was fantastic. It appears I can't talk. I've lost the ability to talk. I think I'll probably have to call this to a close because I'm slowly losing the ability to talk. But Pam's obviously had an amazing collaboration this morning, so that's fantastic. Okay, any more last questions? I'm going to give you guys probably another 5 minutes. I'll be 1 hour and 15 minutes. I've been talking for almost non-stop. And I'm getting worn out. Worn out? I can't talk. Awesome. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining me. It's been fantastic. I've really enjoyed doing it. Excuse my squinting at the screen. It's been brilliant. Chris, what kind of spices? Wow, loads, different things. Depends what you're cooking. That's like saying, it's like asking. I mean, there's a lot of spices. There's so many, and it depends what you're cooking really, and what you're looking to flavour. You'll use different spices of venison than you would do chicken. You know, if that makes sense. But I'm so pleased you all turned up. That's quite good, Lizzie. Julia, you can always watch and catch up. So thank you so much for everyone coming. As I said, I'm going to refocus myself on British cooking and on the side that people enjoy, where I'm more relaxed and just chilling out, talking and showing you sunsets, all sorts of things like that. So it'll be great fun coming up. Thank you so much, everyone. I really cannot talk any longer. Thank you. Catch you later. Cheers. Bye.